When discussing music, it's common for people to argue about what the greatest song of all time is. It'll be impossible for everyone to agree on a definite answer, but everyone's answers are usually connected to a special life experience. For example, if I ask this question to someone who grew up playing a fighting game and loves it to death, I will get a song from that game. That's why in this video, we'll go through many fighting game music and see the impact each one has made on the gaming culture. I'm Lily, and welcome to Fightzilla! We should start this video with the fighting game that only exists because of music, Guilty Gear. To everyone who doesn't know this game's fantastic story, there was once this man named Daisuke Ishiwatari. During his youth, he fell in love with a band called Queen. Listening to Queen was a life-changer, and listening to Brian May play his guitar made Daisuke learn the electric guitar. Then he discovered metal music and started multiple rock bands. While on tour with his first band, he discovers arcades, and his favorite game at the arcade was Street Fighter II. On tour with his second band, Daisuke meets someone from Arc System Works and ends up working there as a designer. On tour with his third band, he met with top management at Arc System Works and pitched the rock and roll fighting game Guilty Gear. Unfortunately, Arc System Works didn't have much money, so Daisuke had to become a one-man band. He became the lead director, composed the music with Yasuharu Takanashi, designed the characters and stages, illustrated the artwork, produced the game, and, most importantly, did some voice acting.
Oh no, I'm falling!
Anyways, while Daisuke was on tour with his fourth band, Guilty Gear was finally released on Sony's PlayStation. Guilty Gear ends up being a success, leading to brisket being made. So, I'm not lying when I say this fighting game only exists because of music. Daisuke is such a music geek that the kill screen is a reference. The music that Daisuke composed incorporates several samples from famous rock songs. Nagoriyuki's theme, for example, is a direct homage to the Beatles.
Everything in this world leads to soul enlightenment.
Here come old flat top, he come, grooving up slowly, he got...
This game is a love letter to music, and it would be incomplete without it.
I don't do encores.
Since Street Fighter was the first fighting game to have good music, it launched the standard of having good music in your fighting game. Even before this, Capcom had a pretty good track record with music from Mega Man, so it wasn't surprising to hear this. Capcom may occasionally experiment with new genres like house and jazz music for Street Fighter III or hip-hop music for the recently released Street Fighter VI. However, Street Fighter II has the most iconic songs. I mean, there will always be one person who tells you that Kin's theme is Mighty Wings from Top Gun. If you grew up playing this game, you remember the beats from this game. The King of Fighters will always be one-upped by Street Fighter, unfortunately. It's funny, too, because Street Fighter always borrows stuff from King of Fighters. But the one thing Street Fighter can't borrow is the insane madness behind King of Fighters' music. Did you know that these emo teenagers were outside of SNK's headquarters, dancing in front of the offices? But listen to this. These Japanese emo kids were doing these cool, sick dance moves while listening to jazz. One would think they would be listening to the Shadow the Hedgehog soundtrack, but no, they were listening to the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. Everyone at SNK thought emo music was jazz, so when they created Iori, the most-looking emo slacker, they made his theme in the jazz genre. That's why the emo community will never consider Iori a true emo maniac. I'm starting to notice that most of these fighting games utilize jazz and rock music. Is there a fighting game that employs electronic music? That was some good-ass Tekken music. The music composers used to create the game's soundtrack came from Europe's underground music culture of the 1990s, which included the Chemical Brothers, Prodigy, Underworld, and Daft Punk. That's a dream set for me, personally. So that's why I admire Tekken's music a lot. Nevertheless, it is surprising to mention that this is not the only genre employed in Tekken. Tekken utilizes a wide range of genres, and it shows.
Fight!
Tekken is the only game I know that can unite the pop heads, the metal heads, and the hip hoppers and turn them all into anarchists. Hey, do you guys want to hear a cool theory? Music helps the longevity of a fighting game. Let me show you. Now imagine you're about to get into a cool fight, and then the DJ starts playing this garbage. I don't think you want to fight anymore. You just want to go home and think about personal regrets. Let me list a few fighting games that don't have great music. Nick All-Star, DNF Duel, Dead or Alive, MVCI, and also Rumbleverse can't even be played anymore. All of these games have one thing in common. They lack intriguing music. Most people won't put these songs on their playlists, and it's for a good reason. I'm not saying all the great fighting games have great music, but having a good soundtrack with your game helps your fighting game's lifespan. For example, let's have a look at this small indie game. Skullgirls. Skullgirls' use of jazz to create a gothic vibe is outstanding. I know people have these songs on their playlists, and it's easy to see why people would want to keep playing this old game. Let's think about this. This small indie game can outperform all other fighting games because of music. That explains my theory about fighting games and music. The overall message of this video is that fighting games and music flow with each other so well. Without music, fighting games will feel like an endless void. Game developers knew this and decided to make fantastic soundtracks for each fighting game. These iconic soundtracks are beloved by gaming culture, and it's common to hear them in video game videos or conventions. The music in fighting games will always have a special place in the gaming community. That concludes this video. Please share your favorite fighting game song in the comments below. If you want more fighting game entertainment, make sure to like and subscribe to Fightzilla. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.